Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here, and I got another Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. I finally got it! The Turbo Falcon Megazord. It has finally made its way to my local area stores. And here it is, the last, main Megazord from Super Megaforce. The Turbo Falcon Megazord. So, typical, packaging for the Megazord. It's got two different battle modes. You got your Megazord mode and the little race car mode, whatever they call it. It says engine revs. So there is the Turbo Falcon right here. It does come with an RPM Red Ranger key, so that's pretty cool. And I'll do a comparison with the one that came with the Ranger key pack. Your typical awesome artwork of the legendary Red Rangers, your UPC and everything down there. Turbo Falcon Megazord, and then 3 ways to play up there. On the other side, unlock the Power Sweepstakes, so you can scan your Ranger keys and win some fun prizes. On the back, Robot mode, Turbo Falcon mode, insert key for the engine revving. I'll show you all of that. Got lots of other new stuff coming out soon in stores. Well, actually, some people already have it on the West Coast. But the cycles I'm still on the lookout for, as well as the Ninja Zord. So once I find those, I'll do reviews of those. But the Turbo Falcon can combine with some of the other Megazords, the Legendary Megazord and the Q-Rex Megazord. So I will show you all of those fun combinations, and I'm excited to do so. So without further ado, let's open this guy up and take a look. Alright, I got the Turbo Falcon Megazord out of the box. Here it is in the Turbo Falcon mode right here. Looks pretty neat. So I'm going to move the box out of the way. We can kind of focus just on the actual thing itself. I don't have the Japanese version or anything to compare specifically, but I know that I think it's supposed to have some rainbow stripes somewhere on here, and I know it's missing some paint, but overall I still think it looks pretty good. It's not too bad. Actually, first though, I do want to show you the Ranger key that it comes with. So it comes with the RPM Red Ranger key right here. So there it is. If I flip this open, here's the QR code in case you wanted that for RPM Red. You can use that in the card scanner app, and I'll scan that in just a second. But here it is. And for a little comparison, so here's the one that came with Turbo Falcon, and on the left right here is the one that came in the Ranger key pack. So if we're comparing the two, for one thing, the helmets are different. So, you can kind of see the helmets here. This one's more of a rounderish thing, and this is more like sharp edges on the helmet there. So there is that bit of a difference. But it feels like, it's very much a triangle on here, and here it's more rounded around the sides there. As far as which is more accurate, I feel like this is a little bit more accurate, but this looks a little bit better to me. So it's kind of a toss-up there. The headlight portion of the little helmet there is also different. I believe this part of it is more accurate, but you see how there's kind of like a gap in between all the little pieces there, whereas this is all more connected. So I think the Ranger Key Pack one does look better, although this one is a bit more accurate slightly, I think. But the other difference that you'll notice is the actual stripes on here. On the one that came with Turbo Falcon, it's white, and it extends all the way downwards, which that part is more accurate. But here, the silver paint is more accurate. So you do have those differences there. The number 1 is slightly different in terms of the way that the paint is kind of arranged on it. But other than that, it's basically, everything else is kind of the same. But there's actually a decent amount of differences between the two Ranger keys there, which I'm kind of surprised about. Usually it's a couple minor differences, but this one actually has a decent amount of differences. For comparison, I do have the Japanese Go-Onger one for the Red Ranger. So, oops, here he is right there. So you'll see he does have the silver stripes. His number on there is all screwed up though. The helmet is kind of a whole mix of things. I don't even know what's going on the helmet, but he does have the little symbol painted on there as well. So some differences there. For comparison, to really see kind of what's a bit more accurate, here's the 5-inch figure for RPM Red. So you can kind of judge for yourself. In the middle, this is the Turbo Falcon key, and this is the Ranger Key Pack one. and so you can kind of judge for yourself, you know, what's more accurate and what's not. But still, it's pretty neat to have them though. I personally, I like this one better because I like the silver on it and everything as well. This one's still not bad. This one is a bit more show accurate in some parts of it. So I feel like a combination of the two would have been best, but, you know, oh well, these are still pretty good. So anyways, the other thing that you can do then, of course, is you can use them with the legendary morpher. All the keys with the morpher. So I'll turn that on, and let's flip this here and hear the sound that it makes. So it says RPM, and then we do it again. So just like almost all the other keys, it does a do-do-do-do-do-do the second time. Alright, so that is the legendary morpher right there. And then we have the scanner app as well. So I got that going right here. So let's scan the Ranger key. I don't know if it still has my picture saved or not, but whatever. Let's at least just scan the key and morph and see what it looks like. Here we go, RPM, get in gear.
It's morphin' time!
It does have my picture saved.
RPM red.
So there you have it, RPM red, and of course your battle and all that fun stuff. If we head into the key collection, whoops, wrong one. There we go. Let's scroll all the way down. There's RPM red right there. So you can click on it and see that. So anyways, that is the scanner app, and that is the Ranger key that it comes with. So let's put this aside for now, and we will come back to that in a second. Here is the Turbo Falcon right here. So like I was saying, you know, I think it looks pretty good. It rolls, you know, really nicely and everything. Looks pretty cool overall. I do like the look of it. And it's a pretty decent size as well. You'll see, like, it's pretty big. Yeah, looks nice. So you do have some of the symbols there, the one from RPM right there. You do have the little pirate symbol there. It's got his eyes, of course. You know, if you've seen the show, at least if you've seen Gokaiger, you'll know what that's all about. And you'll be seeing him soon on Super Megaforce, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. The gold paint is pretty nice on there as well. And on those pieces there. So overall, it's okay. I feel like more paint would have been better, you know, right around there, maybe. And there's certain areas where I think more paint would have definitely made him better. But overall, he's okay. I don't mind it. Now, as with many things that come with Ranger keys, there's some sort of a Ranger key gimmick involved. And with this one, what you can do, so he rolls around like this, right? And what you can do is you can open up this little piece here, and you can stick in a Ranger key. So there's like a little slot right there. It doesn't actually, there's no like sounds or anything, but you know, I can flip him open and stick the key in all the way down like that. And then essentially, you can just fold down the legs, and you can either have his hands up, or you can just fold his hands all the way inwards and close it. And ta-da! You now have a Ranger key like driving the Turbo Falcon, which actually looks pretty cool. I really do like that, not gonna lie. You can really use any Ranger key if you wanted, because it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything, and they're all the same size. But it's pretty cool to have like a little Ranger driving this thing. It's really sweet, actually. So I do like that about it. That's not the gimmick. The gimmick itself is pretty terrible, but I like just at least having him sit in there, and that's pretty cool. So what is the gimmick that you can do? Well, you hold down the Ranger key, so you push it down, and then you do this. You push the thing. I'm like breaking the sheet down there. That sound that you hear, that is not cracking and something breaking. That is the sound of the gimmick. That is what it does. You remember the box, how it said engine revs up? That is the engine revving up, which it sounds like you're just breaking the thing. Or it sounds like, you know how you can pull back some cycles and let them go and then it flies off? This doesn't do that. You can't pull it back and you can't hold this down, pull it back and let go. It doesn't do anything. It just makes that sound. That's literally the only thing it does. So you move it without it and it's fine, but pushing down on the Ranger key pushes down on these wheels, I guess, and it kind of puts the force on it to make that crackling sound. Why is that even a feature? That's so terrible to me. Why would you do that? Like, I feel like I'm just breaking the thing, and the sound is not pleasant at all, and it's... I feel like kids are going to be doing it like, look, Mom, and their mom's going to be like, why are you breaking it? Stop, Jimmy. You know, Jimmy, I don't even know where that came from. But anyways, it's such a terrible gimmick, honestly. So I like having the key just sit in there, but I don't like what it does in it. It's pretty terrible. So that's my little 2 cents on that. And then taking it out of this thing is also a bit of a pain. You just gotta get around the edges and take that out. So that is that, really. So that is the Turbo Falcon. Before I actually transform this to the Megazord mode, I do want to do one of the combinations that this thing can do. So if you have the Legendary Megazord and the Q-Rex Megazord, you can do certain combinations. And one of the ones that you can do is, I'll take off the legs to the Legendary Megazord. And you see the 2 pegs right there? So this thing just sits on top, if I can get it to peg in. There we go. It sits on top just like that. So this is one of the combinations that you can make. So it just rolls along and yay, you know. I guess it's kind of neat. I think it looks a little weird. It's like you chopped off his legs and stuck him on top of the Turbo Falcon, which is exactly what you did. It just looks kind of awkward to me. But, you know, you can still sit in a Ranger key in there. You can put a Ranger key in the back and flip it to have this part pop open. So you have full range of, you know, access to all the gimmicks that you can do with the keys and everything. And it looks okay, I guess. It's you know, Zord Builder ports, so you can have some fun with that if you want. So we'll take that off and reattach the legs there. Actually, no, we'll leave them detached because we'll need them for that later. Or no, sorry, take that back because I'll do a comparison. I'm so indecisive sometimes, if you haven't noticed. So anyway, so that is that. So let's transform this guy to the Megazord mode. So first things first. So you basically completely deassemble it almost. So I'm going to take off this piece, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold this downwards like that, so it's going to be like that, okay? You're going to take off both of these pieces right there, so we'll move those away. You're going to take off this thing right here, okay? Then, what else can we disassemble? We're going to move those pieces apart, and you're going to flip those pieces inward. You're going to take off the wheels like that, and then you're going to take this apart, and that piece falls out, okay? You're going to take this apart like so. Alright, now we're ready to start assembling. So with these legs, what you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to fold these pieces inward. So this piece down like that. And then you're going to pop out this piece like so. And then you attach it like that. So these are, as you can probably tell, these are the legs to the Turbo Falcon right there. Now the body. Here's what you do. You take the little hand right here, an obvious hand, and you attach it on here like so. I think. No, wait, sorry, this way. The little pegs go into the pieces right there, so just like that. So that the open area has this piece right there, and these pegs go in right there. So just like that, okay? Then what we have are the hands, essentially. So the piece that bends inward, so this is how it faces forward. So it's going to bend forward, basically. And so then this piece folds forward. And then this attaches on to the side right there. And same thing with this. So it bends forward this way, right? So that means we face forward that way. And it clicks in. Oops, and then this piece falls off. Now this piece, the chest piece, is very flimsy, which is my complaint with this as well. But, so do be, like, prepared for that. This thing does kind of fall apart sometimes when you're connecting pieces. Now this piece here, you will slide in. There's like little slots in there, and these little pieces on the sides just kind of slide in like so. It's very loose. It's not really connected completely, but it just kind of slides in and sits there a little bit. And then you just fold these pieces outwards a little bit so it, you know, uncovers that black part of the logo right there. Then what you're going to do is you have these little pieces, and these pieces go on so that the whatchamacallit, the white line is on the bottom there. So this attaches on like so. No, sorry, take that back. I'm trying to look at the pictures there. The box is wrong, I think. Just looking at it. Or no, is it right? It is right. I thought the logo was on the other side, but maybe I'm mixing things up. I think that's right. I may be wrong, but whatever. Oh, the logo's on both sides. I was thinking the logo would be on this side, and so that's why I was confused, but it's on both sides, so that's foolish me. But it sticks on, so the white part is on the bottom. And then the last thing is the chest piece here. You see the little black knob right there? That just slides right into that piece right there, so you just kind of slide it inwards. So it just kind of sits there, like that. And there you have it. So this chest piece is very flimsy, all these little pieces there. And I think this whole middle area looks really weird because of it. But let's kind of bend the arms in a little bit, forwards, combining words here. I can speak English. So here we have it. This is the Turbo Falcon Megazord right here. It's, you know, it's not bad, I guess. It looks okay. There's some parts I don't like and some parts I do like, you know? The chest piece area, I don't like. I think it looks like there's something missing, and it's not the best way that everything's connected. It's a little flimsy. But, you know, I think the legs are pretty neat, and the arms also as well. You do have, you know, flexibility to have his arms forward, or you can bend them that much, I guess. So you do have some range, and I guess you can fold it outwards a little bit too. So there's a little bit of range of posability. You know, you can kind of do this, and the legs don't really bend. They don't, you know, rotate really much, so you don't really have any flexibility with posing for the legs. But the arms, you know, you can kind of do something like that, I guess. There's a little bit of flexibility there with what you can do, but nothing too outrageous. And even when I'm rotating the arms, I accidentally popped out, you know, that piece there. So it kind of shows you a little bit how flimsy that chest piece is, which can be a little frustrating. So you gotta like hold it really if I want to bend the arms back. So it's just, I don't know. It's okay. It's not bad, I guess. I think it looks kind of neat, but at the same time, I think they probably could have done something better with it. So it's okay to me. But that is that. That is the little, the Turbo Falcon Megazord combination. For comparison, I'll bring in the legendary Megazord right here, and the Q-Rex Megazord right there. So we have all of these Megazords right here, all three Megazords. So this is the full line right here, and I think Toys R Us, I think it is going to actually release a combo pack with all three together. So if you have not gotten this yet, maybe hold off and wait until you get the combo pack, because then you can just get them all right at once and not have to hunt down each one individually. This is it. This is the whole set. As you can see, the Q-Rex Megazord is kind of the shortest, but it also, I really do like the Q-Rex Megazord, the design. It looks pretty cool. Legendary Megazord is also great. I do like that as well. Q-Rex Megazord, or sorry, the Turbo Falcon Megazord is okay. So, but altogether, you know, you do have this here. And it really, looking at all three together, it doesn't feel like they're all from the same season because they all have such different designs, but that's kind of how Super Megaforce is, you know, with so many different seasons that they can all transform into and everything. I guess that kind of makes sense, but it's interesting having them all together like this. So the final thing that we can do is we can combine all of these somewhat. You actually don't use all the pieces, but you can combine some pieces from all these different things. So let's do that. So first things first, we'll take the legendary Megazord here, and we're gonna take off the legs. Okay, and we'll move those off to the side, take off the helmet, and take off the arms. So you're basically left with just the Gokai Galleon part, the skyship, the Red Rangers Zord right there. So this is the piece that we start off with. Then you're going to take the Turbo Falcon Megazord, and you're going to separate it at the torso here, if I can. There we go. Last time I did it, everything flew all apart like that. So, so you'll separate that, and then this sits right on top, like, oh, sorry, no, it doesn't. I take that back. The one other thing you have to do is you have to open it up, and you fold this in, so that way it's a bit shorter. Then you attach it on top. Okay, so that is that part right there. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the arms from the Q-Rex Megazord here. I'll move that off to the side. Okay, so I got the arms right here. Then we take the Turbo Falcon Megazord. We're going to take off the chest piece here, and we're going to take off this piece here, and you're going to take off those pieces and the arms. So you're kind of breaking this down apart once again, and of course the hand as well. So you're going to take all of those pieces apart. Okay? Now what we're going to do is the actual the hand piece right here, the hand from the Q-Rex Megazord just attaches on just like that. And you can fold this outwards so you have it more of like an actual grabbing hand, you know, like this, rather than fist inwards, sort of. Just like that. And this piece attaches on right there, so he has this massive hand, and then you have the drill piece right on there, just as is, just like that. And then these pieces down here for the legs, you're actually going to take these here, and the white part is going to be up top now. This piece attaches in right there, so let's kind of try and peg this in. And here's the other one, just like this. Okay, so we have that now. Now we have the chest piece here, right? And what you're actually going to do is you're going to fold this downwards, and then you're going to take, you know, the swords from the legendary Megazord? You're going to take the swords, so I'll grab them out of the hands, and you're going to attach them right in there. So if I take this sword here, I'm going to connect it in there, and this piece you can just fold upwards like that, and this one like so. So when you look at it like this, it looks like that, and that looks pretty cool. Pretty long as well, pretty sweet. And so yeah, so you have this piece, and the way that this attaches is this little peg right there attaches right up top on the head, and it's not very tight. It kind of clicks a little bit, but it's a very light click, you know, very light click. Like, you can kind of move it like this, but it is attached unless you really pull it out. But oh, well, you can kind of mess with it and it does come out. So it's not like a tight attachment there, but it does sit in place. So that's just something to note about that. It does kind of wiggle a little, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's not a tight attachment there. Okay, then we have the arm pieces here, and essentially what you're going to do for these is, let me kind of straighten this out a little bit. So these pieces do fold like this, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to fold them and connect them together like this. So you want the black pieces facing upwards, and these white pieces then just flip over like that. So this is going to be the chest piece, essentially. And this part is rather bland, I think. This is the part that I think was rainbow, maybe, or there's something more to it. Like, you can see the symbol on there, the Gokaiger Super Megaforce symbol and stuff. but it looks so bland, just black like that. But that's how it's going to be, basically. And what we're going to do then is we're going to need the Ranger key, any Ranger key, for the legendary Megazord here, to flip open the chest piece. So the chest piece is now popped open, and you can push this inwards a little bit, and then you're going to take this so that it's pointing upwards, and you're just going to slide it all the way back until it kind of connects in place. So it just sort of sits there. Okay, so now it's in there pretty decently. It doesn't click into place, but it slides and sits in there so it doesn't just fall out. Let me just make sure that part is connected there. All right. There you go. And then you can you don't need the Ranger key in there afterwards. You can take that out. But there we have it. So that is that. So there's a lot of unused pieces right here, as you can see. You don't need any of this stuff for this combination. You can probably make your own little Megazord here with everything else, but as far as this combination is concerned, there's pieces from all three Megazords that you don't use, especially the Q-Rex. You really don't use most of it except for the arms on the guy, but this is the combination, and I believe it is called the Ultimate Legendary Megazord. Which, I don't know that it lives up to the name. I mean, if you have a name, Ultimate Legendary Megazord, like, you better look amazing, you know what I mean? And I think it just looks okay, and it looks kind of odd, the proportions of it. I feel like it is missing paint. I feel like the paint would really make it pop a bit more and look better. But as is, it just looks kind of odd to me. I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of odd. And the reason for it, I think, is just the proportions of it. You have this chest piece that's big here, this massive arm, and even the drill is pretty big, and the helmet there, but it feels like something is missing here, and just, I don't know. There's something that's a little weird about it. But it's still okay. I mean, even though I have these complaints about it, I don't hate it. I'm not too impressed by it either. You know, because you can still kind of have some fun with it there. You have some posability with the drill there. You can kind of move those up and down if needed. You can't really move it. That's about as far as you're going to go before you start screwing with the other stuff there. You do have access then to the drill piece, so you can put in the Ranger key and make the drill spin and everything. You can't flip this anymore because you have the chest piece in there, so you can't really do stuff there, but it's still kind of neat. You can still add some more craziness because you have some Zord Builder ports there and some other stuff available as well. But this is the combination, the final little combination there, and it's okay. I mean, I feel like they could have done a better job of this, but it's serviceable, I suppose. So yeah, you know, what can you do? That's really what you got right here. It's not like, I remember, was it a Samurai had the Gigazord, and you had like everything combined in one, and it was massive, and it was such a block because you really couldn't move it without stuff falling apart, but it looked amazing, you know what I mean? Having all those pieces connect together. I was kind of hoping for something like that, but that's not really what you get here. It doesn't really live up to the Ultimate Legendary Megazord name, if that is indeed what it is called, and I'm not entirely sure that is true. But even so, it's still okay. You know, I still think it's worth collecting these Zords because they're still kind of fun on their own. You know, the Legendary Megazord is great, definitely. Q-Rex Megazord is great. And if you have the two of them, you might as well get the Turbo Falcon Megazord. I think the Turbo Falcon looks pretty cool in the racing mode, you know, the car mode. You know, so you do get some fun stuff out of it as well. So that's that. If you guys have any questions about this, please let me know, and I'll try and answer that for you. Lots and lots and lots more Super Megaforce reviews on the way for you, so stay tuned for all of that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.